Her name is Kamali, which is Native American for spirit guide. Here, a little north, for those of you who might not know. She was found by two boys playing in the woods. She'd been shot in the right wing with a shotgun. She had multiple pellets in her right wing. They took her to the, they told their parents about it. She was taken to the Audubon Society. Their vets did what they could, but she still has a pellet lodged in her wrist joint, which if you're looking at a bird while they're sitting like this, the top part of their wing there is their wrist joint. That's the last. They basically have the same hinges as we do. So that would be her wrist. There's a pellet lodged between the bone and the tendon. So in order to get to it, they either have to cut bone or cut tendon, both a bad idea. So they decided that they would leave it in. Problem is, it prevents her from fully extending that wing. She can only get it about 3/4 of the way out and it locks up. So because of that, she was deemed non-releasable. She can fly, but it's like flying a plane with one wing that's a little shorter than the other. You're going to be constantly compensating for it. So she's not going to be a strong flyer, and their favorite food is fish, and catching fish with your feet is pretty tricky business to begin with, let alone, oh yeah. Yeah. So they felt she probably wouldn't be able to survive. Totally healthy eagles are only successful about 1 out of every 10 times they try to catch food. So if they have an injury, that's going to make it even harder. So she was turned over to Florida Fish and Wildlife. All bald eagles are actually, that are in captivity, are owned by the government. No one is allowed to own eagles. Nobody breeds them. The only ones you'll see are birds that were injured and non-releasable, so they were given on loan. So if you ever go to a zoo or things like that that has eagles, they are on loan from the government. Same with her. Yeah. So they called us, asked if we wanted her as an education animal since she was younger. She was a good candidate for that. And she has been a very good eagle. It took us about 1.5 years to get her trained. As you can imagine, being shot, shoved into a crate, and worked on by vets did not make her real trusting of people. So it took us about 1.5 years to get her glove trained. But now she's doing great. Okay. But that sound, that's a normal eagle sound. It's kind of a cackling. If you ever watch a movie, especially the westerns, they like to do it, and you see the eagle soaring and you hear that nice drawn-out scream, that's a red-tailed hawk sound. Eagles don't make that sound at all. But the cackling is not real majestic, so they use the red-tailed hawk sound. So now when you hear that in a movie, you can trick all your friends. Because that's actually a red-tailed hawk, not an eagle. Huh. Yeah, she went to get your stuff. As big as you get, birds of prey usually reach full size in about 3 months. So they grow very, very quickly. But she's not considered a mature adult until she's going to be 4 or 5 years old. So we can kind of say she's in her awkward teenage years right now. She's as big as she's going to get, but she's not fully grown up yet. That's